Hey everyone, welcome back to the Maverick channel. Now, today I want to talk about something extremely important, something that goes closely dear to my heart, something that is deeply ingrained into how I totally see the potential evolution of cryptocurrencies. Now, I really hope my thumbnail got you here because that was the intention. In as much as I believe that Bitcoin at some point could hit $100,000, in as much as I believe that if Ethereum were to fix their scalability issues and finally upgrade to Ethereum 2.0 and fix that flying plane while it's still in motion, as they like to use that metaphor, because fixing Ethereum is like fixing a plane while it's in mid-flight. In as much as I believe that if XRP was to get rid of their lawsuit, optimize the on-demand liquidity platform that they built, the XRP ledger, they built so many solutions. If all that value is moved across the XRP ledger, it could potentially move so much money and it could have so much demand that maybe it could, hypothetically, it could hit that so-called magical 589 number. But the reason I put that clickbait title was to bring your attention to this company right here. Now, do not, before you click away, let me explain. I've done quite a few videos about this particular company. It's an AI-based multi-agent system company that's building autonomous economic agents. And the reason why I want to bring your attention to this company right here, first of all, if you go watch the videos that I've done about this company, if you do not like what you see, or if you come to the website and look at this crypto company and you do not like what you see, then I give you the go ahead to completely destroy me in this channel, to completely rampage and, destroy everything that I've done. Go out there and discredit the channel as much as you can. Now, let's first go back to history. Let's look at this article that was published by none other than Vitalik himself, the king of smart contracts, the king that really revolutionized how blockchain can be used and put that true practicality of how cryptocurrencies can be used. Now, this article, I'm not going to obviously read the thing, but I'm going to read one portion of this article because this article goes ahead to talk about smart contracts, which have worked on Ethereum, as we all know. This article goes ahead to talk about autonomous agents. That's the part that I want to look at. But before we go there, it also talks about decentralized applications, dApps. Those already exist on Ethereum. Decentralized organizations, like decentralized autonomous organizations, those are DAOs. Those already exist on Ethereum. It also talks about decentralized autonomous corporations, which are like subdivisions or subsystems of the decentralized autonomous organizations, the DAO. Now, the part that I want to talk about is the autonomous agents. That's the one thing that Ethereum has not implemented. That's the one thing that has a ton of research about when you see multi-agent systems, and even when you go as far as looking at the Turing machine, cryptography, and the whole concept of having a unified type of swarm behavior of technology. This is one thing that there is no company on this globe that has achieved practicality of this concept of creating autonomous entities that work independent of human influence to make decisions on behalf of other people. Now, let's go into what Vitalik wrote here. Autonomous agents are on the other hand of the autonomous spectrum. In an autonomous agent, there is no necessary specific human involvement at all. That is to say, while some degree of human effort might be necessary to build the hardware that the agent runs on, there is no need for any humans to exist that are aware of the agent's existence. One example of an autonomous agent that already exists today would be a computer virus. The virus survives by replicating itself from machine to machine without deliberate human action and exists almost as a biological organism. A more benign entity would be a decentralized self-replicating cloud computing service, such as a system would start off running an automated business on one virtual private network, and then once its profits increase, it would rent other servers and install its own software on them, adding them to its network. Guys, this is extremely important because that company that I'm showing you, is very deep into this. They've achieved some groundbreaking stuff as regards these theories and concepts that are being talked about here. A full autonomous agent or a full artificial intelligence is the dream of science fiction. Such an entity would be able to adjust to arbitrary changes in circumstances and even expand to manufacture the hardware needed for its own sustainability in theory. Between that and the single-purpose agents like computer viruses is a large range of possibilities on a scale which can alternatively be described as intelligence or versatility. For example, the self-replicating cloud service in its simplest form would only be able to rent servers from a specific set of providers. For example, Amazon, Microtronics, Namecheap. A more complex version, however, should be able to figure out how to rent a server from any provider given only a link to its website, and then use any search engine to locate new websites and, of course, new search engines in case Google fails. The next level from there would involve upgrading its own software, perhaps using evolutionary algorithms or being able to adapt to new paradigms of server rental, e.g. make offers for ordinary users to install its software and earn funds with their desktops. And then the penultimate step consists of being able to discover and enter new industries. The ultimate step, of course, is generalizing completely into a full AI. Autonomous agents are some of the hardest things to create because in order to be successful, they need to be able to navigate in an environment that is not just complicated and rapidly changing, but also hostile. If a web hosting provider wants to be unscrupulous, they might specifically locate all instances of the service and then replace them with nodes that cheat in some fashion. An autonomous agent must be able to detect such cheating and remove or at least neutralize cheating nodes from the system. Guys, there's other people that have attempted to do this. I'm not going to read their papers, but if you were to look at this paper titled Blockchain-Based Protocol of Autonomous Business Activity for Multi-Agent Systems Consisting UAVs, those are unmanned or aerial vehicles. They also talk about multi-agent systems, and they talk about using the Ethereum blockchain, and this was published a while back, 2017, but no news about that. These other articles like this they talk about multi-agent systems, especially in the blockchain space. There's many articles outside of the blockchain space that talk about these concepts, but they've not been able to even come close to creating something practical. There's so many articles, this one saying introducing autonomous economic agents, and it goes ahead to display some of the potential use cases of agent-based systems. Now, the reason why I was reading the Vitalik writing with so much emphasis is because these things actually are coming to fruition, built by this company. First of all, even if we look at something that doesn't seem that important, but it is important. Now, this company has partnered with, just give me a sec. This company has partnered with Bosch Global. This is a major company within Europe. It has partnered with IOTA recently. They've partnered with BigChain DB, that's a company behind Ocean Protocol. And they have other partnerships right here: Sovereign, Anchor, GraySwan, Yori, Fireblock, ZeroChain, Binance, Kudo, Waves, Grayscale, Trusted IoT Alliance, the Conflux, the Blockchain for Europe. They've also formed other alliances like Katina X, Gaia X, the Mobi organization, and all those contain so many automotive companies and some of the biggest organizations within Europe, especially. Guys, I mean, there's so much interest around this project, you would not believe it. I cannot fully elaborate everything in this video because I'm just getting everything off the top of my head. But if you watch the content that I've made over the past couple of weeks, you will truly understand. At least watch the first video I made about Fetch.AI and you'll truly understand the potential impact of what these guys are doing. Now, Fetch.AI is built on the Cosmos SDK. So they're using Tendermint and they're using so there's the possibility of being interoperable with other chains, because the whole purpose of Cosmos is to create true interoperability. They have the inter-blockchain communication protocol. They have the ABCI, which is the application blockchain interface. Then they have Tendermint. So all those work together to create this thing called a hub, of which zones can connect onto and then transfer data, which allows blockchains to transfer data amongst themselves. And then which it becomes a bit complicated with proof of work like Ethereum and Bitcoin, but they're also specific methods that are used there. Like with Ethereum, they can develop something called PEGI, which can allow the Ethereum network or proof of work networks to also be able to interoperate not only with themselves but with other ecosystems. Now, the thing is, what you have to note is that to be able to create those theories that have been talked about by Vitalik and so many other scientists out there that have written so many papers about autonomous agents, about multi-agent based systems, there are a couple of prerequisites you have to have. There has to be decentralization. There has to be an economic layer. There has to be an environment within which these agents can communicate. These agents have to be autonomous. These agents have to have the ability to search and discover themselves, and they should be able to make decisions on their own without being ordered to do so, but they should be aware to operate in a dynamic environment and adjust the way they operate if need be to as efficient as possible, and to know when to let go of a task if they know they're going to get stuck in some kind of loop. Now, to be able to do all these things, you don't just come up with one framework. There has to be a governing framework within which they properly understand themselves. It's like humans working on Earth, breathing in oxygen, waking up every day, brushing your teeth, dressing up, having a conversation with someone, that need for social interaction, having arguments, making friends, having relationships, all kinds of things. Those are things that create that thing that we call humanity, having a consciousness, being aware of your surrounding, being aware of yourself. Now, these agents similarly need an environment where they can fully understand themselves, an environment that's random and keeps changing, but because that's their environment, they fully know how to navigate that environment. Now, with those agents fully understanding their environment and how to communicate with themselves, they can make decisions on behalf of other machines. They can make decisions on behalf of human beings. They can make decisions on behalf of themselves, and they can completely be set out there to operate on their own without any human effort or interaction. But at the same time, they should be able to rely on some effort of humanity, because an agent needs to be useful if it can work on its own, but it's not helpful if it does not need any human input at all. Because I mean, what if it's just doing things that it thinks are right for me, but I do not need those things. I do not want those things. So in brief, these guys have created a documents page where you can go look into detail. These agents have already been deployed. You can go out there and deploy your own decentralized agents with your own public key and private key, and they can start doing things for you. But to briefly note about some of these technologies that I've just talked about, when you go to their website, they talk about the ledger. Now, that's the framework where there's the transaction layer. That's the framework where the agents, that's where the public key, the private keys are. Essentially, when you want to transfer the tokens, that's where the economy of things lies. You want to transfer tokens, you want to make payments in any cryptocurrency. This company has the FET token. Now, if for example, if you look at Ethereum and their gas fees, you pay them using the Ethereum token. If you need to publish smart contracts, you need to have Ethereum. So similarly here, you need to have the FET token to deploy agents. You need to have the FET token to interact on a deep level with the Fetch.AI network. But once those agents are out there, you can program them to transact in any commodity out there that you can virtualize in any way you see fit, because it's your agent. You can do whatever you want with it. So that's the ledger. Then they have the agent framework. So the agent framework is the combination of these things, but at the same time, it supports something called an ACN, which is an agent communication network. So that's where there's all that peer-to-peer business. That's where the agents are actually able to communicate with others. They're able to make decisions independently, but just like a swarm of bees or drones, if they work collectively, they make better decisions. So that's where the peer-to-peer communication of the agents actually lies. Then they have this simple open economic framework, and the agent search and discovery ties in there. So not only can they communicate with themselves, but if an agent is seeking for another agent, which has a service that someone might want, then that agent needs to be able to find that other agent easily. So this is where the search and discovery comes in. And if you want to manually search for an agent that probably has a service that you need, you can also do that. So essentially, they summarize identity support. It has that identity support, proof of identity. So, if an agent belongs to a particular machine or person, that's it. It cannot be manipulated, cannot be changed, it cannot be stolen. Integration with the Fetch mainnet, peer-to-peer networking as well, multi-mode, operation specific. So the semantic nature of the agent and active search design. And they also go ahead to elaborate on how this simple open economic framework can evolve towards a more decentralized digital world. And then they have this collective learning suite. Now, this collective learning framework, if you're new to Fetch.AI, this company is deeply ingrained in artificial intelligence, and this collective learning framework is all about artificial intelligence. Being able to create art-generated NFTs, being able to create oracles, smart oracles, being able to read and analyze big data when it comes to finance, when it comes to supply chains, when it comes to hospitals trying to share data, to analyze data with neural networks and share the right weights, share the right data without infringing on the privacy of the patients, of the customers, if it's a business. This is where the collective learning suite comes in, and they're creating a graphical interface which will be released soon, where you can actually use this collective learning framework without having to hire a whole team of artificial intelligence or machine learning specialists out there. So in brief, these are these core technologies that really form that environment that enables these agents to operate in that magical manner. So guys, if you want more detail about this company, go out there, look at their website, look at all the stuff they put out there, go look at their partnerships, go look at their technical publications. If you want to sit back and chill, sip a martini, have some popcorn, just watch some of the content that I've created, and you'll be brought up to even they have a YouTube channel which is amazing, and it will elaborate extremely well on what these people's business is. And trust me, you will fall in love. You will fall in love with this technology and what they're trying to do. They're trying to solve something that no one else has solved. They're trying to solve something that will completely change this world. This is one of the best blockchain based companies that I've seen in all my years in this cryptocurrency space. So guys, that's all I wanted to bring to you guys today. You can see I'm excited about this product and what this company is building. And if you really like this content, a way to help out this channel is to hit that like and subscribe button. I would really appreciate it. And you're always welcome to come and explore more with what I produce on this channel. Guys, take care. Have a good one.